Welcome back to Quebec City. I'm here with a man who calls himself with more than ample justification the best young fighter in boxing. Welcome, Abdullah Mason. Congratulations. Second round knockout of a pretty fair fighter. Listen, they keep giving you guys that they say, oh, this is a step up, this is a step up, and you keep making shorter and shorter work of them. Where do you go from here?
The only way is up, for now. Or, as long as we in it, the only way is up. So right now, we just back to the gym. We're going to take a little time off, but we right back. Got another fight coming up at the end of this year. Probably sometime November. Yeah, so we're going to get that finalized soon.
That first knockdown, we could have sworn you practiced that same combination in the locker room.
Right, I didn't see it on the camera, but it was pretty much the same thing. I get that most of my fights. There you go, right there. Oh, no, I don't think that's a knockdown.
It ended with an uppercut. There
we go. Yeah, that's it right there. Yeah, I touched him a few times downstairs to the body before then with the same uppercut, and it was landing. It landed a few times, 3 or 4 times. So this time I threw it upstairs and switched it up a little bit, and then caught him clean.
Who told you that uppercut was going to be there?
My pops, my father.
Wow.
Yeah.
Listen, you said something to me the other day about while I'm fighting, I'm thinking about what I'm going to see back on tape.
Right.
What do you expect to see back on tape this evening?
We executed the game plan how we wanted to. I stepped on it a little bit. I set the initiative a little bit early because I saw that he wasn't, coming forward. He wasn't setting initiative. But I think he might have been surprised a little bit how clean the shots was landing. That might have surprised him. But I set the initiative, and I started stepping forward because I seen that he wasn't coming forward himself. So that, set up the knockdown.
I just want to clarify, this is a 30-year-old guy who had been around. He's 19-2. He wasn't like some scrub. It wasn't some opponent.
Right.
What did you tell him after? What did he tell you?
He didn't say too much. He said, you're a great fighter, man. He said, you're great. You fight real good. I said, thank you, great fight, thank you.
All right, so much for 8-rounders.
Right.
You move on to 10-rounders now.
I may have one 8-rounder left, and after that, it's 10-rounders.
Okay.
2025 is going to be a big year for us, and we're looking to come back home in Cleveland and make a statement, and hopefully I'll be headlining there in Cleveland. So we're going to have a big year in 2025, inshallah, and we only going up. I got my brothers behind me.
We spoke about a fight in Cleveland.
Right.
But more important, that 2025, whether you're 21 years old or still 20, is going to be your title shot.
Yeah.
How do you press everyone to make sure they do that?
Keep getting the job done as I'm doing it, and with whatever competition, make sure, I keep getting them out of there the same way.
There's a different temperament with you. Even though, you're young, we're accustomed to seeing young fighters making sure that everyone knows them.
Right.
A lot of it through talking, a lot of it through social media. That's not your main thing. I know you got big following, but you don't feel the need to shout.
Not really. When you get the work done, the work speaks for itself. There's no need for me to do everything else, calling people out, calling names, going back and forth. As long as we getting the work done, I got my brothers behind us, and it's going to show for itself. Right.
Because you're more composed than we see most people in this sport, but particularly most young fighters. Have you always been like that?
I've always been like that, with the guidance of my parents, my father and my mother, and just having a tight household. That keeps me focused. In boxing, outside of boxing, just outside of the ring, inside of the ring. It just keeps me focused. And I'm grateful for that.
When we spoke before, I asked you, I threw a bunch of names out, and I said, who's the, how would you rank them? You said, I ranked them all second, all respect to them, but I'm first. People are going to start coming for you now.
Absolutely. And when they do, I'll be ready for it.
You're a nice guy.
Right.
You've been well raised. You're respectful. But I know what I see in there. Where does that mean come from? Because it's there, man.
I mean, you got to have a purpose, behind every action you do, and you got to make sure it's a strong purpose, or else your actions won't come out as you want them to be. You know, you got to make sure you 10 toes down, but whatever that is.
Hey, man, I really look forward to seeing you in the rest of this run. Is there anything you want to tell your many fans now?
Yeah, look, we back in Cleveland, Ohio next year soon, so make sure when I come to Cleveland, I want to see everybody, all the familiar faces. I want to see y'all in the hometown. And look, make sure y'all grab these T-shirts, pre-order on my MasonBrothersBoxing.shop. But I want to see everybody there in the beginning of the year 2025. And everybody, my new fans out here in Quebec, thank y'all for tuning in, and thank y'all.
That's the first time I've seen you hustle this whole time.
Right.
But you did it pretty well.
Right, absolutely.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Really an extraordinary. Yeah. The way you do that in the ring, man, you're so methodical. I haven't seen that in a young fighter. Bernardo, bring us back to more live fights, will you?